All praise to the creator. So this one is going to be death over honor. This is actually a lesson that I was going to let somebody else's videos show you, but because he put Mr. J in it, I couldn't do that, so I had to make my own. Had to go through this myself. And the first one he had was feminism, but he put the Mr. J in that one too, which is why I couldn't show his video. But I still wanted to share. You know, I know the guy personally. He's a friend. I know him for a while now. Good friend. He just got the Mr. J in him, and I don't, instead of arguing with the guy, I just told him, let me see one of his videos. I didn't think he was going to put the Mr. J in there, but he put it in there, so now I was like, damn, I can't show this video. I'm supposed to actually call him back and tell him what I think of his video, and I really don't want to call him back and tell him what I think of his video, because once I tell him not down to Mr. J like I always do, he's probably going to want to argue with me like he usually does. So I guess that's a doozy. But anyhow, this is death over honor, or honor over death. In other words, I'd rather honor, right? Okay, instead of and die. I'd rather honor the creator and die instead of bow down to the statues, commit a sin, or anything like that. I see a lot of people in general, people are something else. Okay? For the Creator commanded, saying, honor thy father and thy mother. Okay? And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. This is going to any father, mother you have, from regular father to stepfather to regular mother or stepmother, because just like Rapture New Sun pointed out, they are the ones looking out for you. Somebody had to make sure that you was able to stay alive. Okay, it was a little further down, because, hmm, I gotta skip that there. Okay, you know what? Hold on, because they're gonna put the Mr. J in there, and that's what I don't want. So let's go. Let me adjust this real quick. Let me adjust this 1 second. Okay, so Bible verse related to death of a loved one for the king, King James Bible, whatever. But Thessalonians 4:14. For if we believe that, okay, whoa, we'll skip that. Damn it. Okay, that's how he got Mr. J in there. They try to put that in there. So we're going to skip that. I'm only going to read the stuff that's right. Okay? So we're skipping John. We're skipping Thessalonians. We don't believe Mr. J stuff. Oh, boy. So let's go to Psalms 1:16 and 15. Okay, proceeds in the sight of the Creator, not the L, that's a trick, is the death of his saints. So the Creator would rather you, instead of bow down, just like our ancestors did to one of their statues or to their devils, he'd rather you die with honor. You honor thy Creator, and you'd rather lay your life down instead of serve some devil that these nations would love for you to serve. Okay, and a lot of our ancestors died pridefully. One ancestor said, was come on with it then. If you're just going to kill me, I'm not going to do what you want. Okay? Hopefully, if I see anything Mr. J stuff, I'll skip it, okay? And if you see it, know that I have to stop reading that scripture and go to the next one if that happens, okay? 1 Thessalonians 4:13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as another which have no hope. All right? So don't be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand that there are those who are asleep. And because they're asleep, they have no sorrow. They are not sad to worship Mr. J or the devil. this is what they would do. It's just what they gonna do. There's nothing to be said about it, not much to do about it. This is just what they are going to do, okay? But you ought not to be like that. If somebody says worship a fallen one, somebody says worship a cake, a statue, a puppet, the devil himself, you, man, or take some things, you know what I'm talking about. I'd rather die. I will honor the Creator, and I'd rather lay my life down instead of take something or do something that the Creator would not like. I'm skipping these two Romans only because Romans is wrote by Apostle Paul and his counterparts, the Romans, and the scriptures in Romans is only used to prove that he lied, because he tells you that he lied in here a couple times. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're just going to get straight to honor over death. I'd rather die than to do something the Creator didn't want me to do. I'd rather die than to lie. I'd rather die than to do something the Creator wouldn't like, because I have to honor the Creator. James 4:14. Again, if there's any Mr. J thing, I will skip this scripture. We'll stop reading it and go to the next one. If we say anything Mr. J, you know what stuff. Okay? So, where ye know that what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? All right? It is even a viper that approacheth for a little time, and then vanishes away. So a devil, these demons outside, devils, say devils, you know what I'm saying? The devil has a plan, and the viper, who is a devil, what will attack you what? For a little while. How? He uses mostly time outside nations. Sometimes use your own people against you too. But when it comes to trying to force you to serve Mr. J or something, it's usually outside nation back then. But now our own people will try to get people to serve Mr. J. And that is the devil, who is a viper, all right, the old dragon trying to use them against you. But he will only attack you for a little while and then vanish away. So you have to withstand that devil. If somebody says, hey man, we're going to cut your head off, if you don't do this, then you say, well, I guess you got to cut my head off. If they say we're going to shoot your son or daughter if you don't do this, your response would be, well, I guess you got to do what you got to do then. Just like the prophet said, come on with it then, because he was not going to bow down to that statue of the bee, you know what, with the horns, right? He wasn't going to do that. So he died pridefully. They actually cut his neck clean off. You can read about this in Indian history books. Okay? Now, okay, we'll skip that because that's that pagan scripture, John. Nice try. They love that John 3:16. That's bullshit. Here we go. Psalms 23:4. Ye that I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So on this plane, this level that we have been on, that we about to get up out of, right? We're walking through the valley of the shadow of death because we know this the devil's playground. And the devil's going to try to make you do stuff you may not want to do. The devil's going to try to force you to do stuff that you do not want to do. Straight like that. That's what the devil's going to try to do every time, right? And if that is the case, you should be aware that you're walking through the shadow of death, but you should not fear no evil. So if the devil uses somebody and say, hey, you need to do this, or I'm just going to kill you, don't fear death. Okay, I guess you got to do what you got to do because I'm not doing what you said. Oh, well, we need to stick this someplace, and you need to have it. Well, you say, you know what? I'm not doing it. So it looks like you have to go ahead and chop my head off with the guillotine then, because you're going to honor the Creator and you ain't supposed to fear death. I'd rather honor the Creator over death. In other words, I shouldn't fear death. If it means that I have to lay my life down by refusing something or not doing something they want me to do or not bowing down to something they want me to bow down to any of those altars, right? And I should be saying, or you should be saying, or anybody should be saying, hell no, I'm not doing it. Then they say, okay, we're going to cut your head off with the guillotine. You should be like, you know what? I'm still not going to do it. So I guess you might as well go ahead and do what you got to do then, because I'm not doing what you're saying. Okay, we have to be strong. Most people are not willing to lay down their life. Most people are not willing to go through the grit. Most people are not really go through the struggle. People have become soft. See, our ancestors didn't have running water and all that stuff. They were stronger. People these days are soft. You know, they think they're supposed to take a bath every day. Our ancestors didn't take a bath every day. People are soft. You know what I'm saying? If they put a gun to your child's head, you fold. You know what I'm saying? Most people would fold instead of saying, I guess you got to do what you got to do, you know? And you have to realize that they're going to use this against people. They're going to use the children against you. They're going to put guns in their head, guns in their mouth. They're going to put a gun in your head right in front of your son, daughter, sister, brother, cousin, dad, uncle, mom, whatever. And they're going to try to make folks bend to their will, and they're going to say, do this or else. And you should be like, well, I guess you got to do what you got to do, because I'm not going to do what you said. Come on with it then. Just like that great prophet who got his head cut off because he didn't want to worship the B-E-L-L. Okay? Plain and simple. We have to be strong. I know most people aren't strong, but this is how you have to get. This is why it's important to draw on the Creator and to really focus on the Creator. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the trembling of the Creator, not G-O-D. G-O-D is the pagan word. Don't fall for it. Is with man. Okay? He's with men. The Creator is in you. The source is in you. That energy is in you. Your energy was not created. You were transferred. And he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people. And the Creator, don't use the G-O-D, of course it's pagan, shall be with them and be their Creator, because the Creator was already our Creator in the first place. You see how I skipped that G-O-D and I skipped the himself because the Creator is not a him, not a he, not a she. The Creator is a it. The Creator is an energy. The Creator is a thing. The Creator is a source. Okay? And it's in you. You already have it. All right? You're born with it. You're ordained from birth with it. However, they try to trick you. Let's go. So, which if you know that, if somebody says, oh, we're going to blow your brains out. We're going to chop your head off. We're going to kill your son, mother, or daughter, or father. You should be like, you know what? I guess you got to do what you got to do. I'm not doing it. I guess you're going to kill me then. All right? Oh, well, here we go, because I'm not doing it. You got to be that strong. Don't blink an eye, no tear, no nothing. How many of you, if they put a gun to your, say you had a 5-year-old child's head and says, you do this or we're going to blow your brains out, how many of you are willing to go and to say, you know what, I guess you got to do what you got to do because I'm not going to do that. And if they turn the gun on you and say, okay, you have to go ahead and do this, right? Talking to your wife or your brother or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to blow his brains out. How many of your wives, sisters, brothers, daughters, sons, uncles, fathers would sit there and be able to say, I guess you got to do what you got to do then? That sounds crazy, but that's how strong you have to be. Remember, they're going to come hard. Shit is going to get real. I've been telling folks this before. The 144,000, real 144,000 good guys in the book to talk about how we're going to get our head chopped off because we're not going to do what they want us to do. And we'll come back with super abilities that no weapon can farm against. We'll have bulletproof skin, flying abilities, the whole 9 yards. Now, I'm not saying all of us is going to be kaput like that and have to come back, but the Bible does talk about that some of us will have to come back because we're not going to do what they want. Okay, oh my goodness, hold on. Gotta be careful with that, because where we at? Uh-oh. Did I skip anything? Okay. Okay. Yeah, skip Romans because I already know they're gonna stick. Okay, skip Jack 1 2. We're not reading John because they're gonna. Okay, let's go. Okay, Philistines 1 and 21. Now we're gonna skip the Mr. C stuff because that's also devil worship. So we're gonna have to tweak it because I understand how to read this. For to me, to live is being a light being under the Creator, the source, who is not a spirit, who is not a man, who is not a woman, who is energy source that is in you, and to die is gain. I'd rather die than to sit up there and the serving a devil. You should rather die than to do what they want you to do into serving a devil. You should rather die if they want to try to get you to serve a devil. Just straight up. Okay? So I think you guys are getting it. You guys are getting what I'm saying. And you should go ahead and read some of these scriptures. However, and it goes on, they do throw some pagan stuff in there. So, actually it's about three pagan scriptures in there. So I guess this is where I should stop. Okay? So don't be like the sleep. Don't be like the sleep who obviously um, won't love the Creator unto death. You are to love the Creator unto death. If you are starving to death and you have nothing to eat and your body's wasting away, if somebody said, come to you and say, I'll give you this nice sell-on steak, this mashed potatoes is gravy, and this corn, if you do this, if you bow down to this, if you take this, you should tell them, I'm not doing it. I'd rather die. I would love the Creator unto death. Yes, starvation is a painful, slow, miserable, messed up death. Ask some of the folks in Africa. They will tell you it is a painful, messed up, slow, terrible death. Yes, it is. But guess what? Sometimes in order to get to the kingdom of the Creator, you may have to die that way. Because if you take the muscle of meat, the steak tip dinner, and they trying to tell you got to do this, you got to do that. If you want the dinner, if you want the loaf of bread, you got to do this, you got to do that. Then you should be like, oh, forget that. I'd rather die. I guess I don't need that bread. So let's all try to get, I've been feeling that way for a long time anyway. And I said a long time ago, I'd rather die. I mean that. I don't give a crap. They put a gun to my son's head, whoever's head. I'd rather freaking die. I'm not doing nothing they want. I don't give a crap how they feel about it. Fuck their feelings. I only care about the Creator's feelings because that's the only feelings that matter. And people have to stop going by their feelings. Their feelings get them in trouble. So, with that said, all praise the Creator. I hope you learned something. I love all of you, period, no matter who you are, period. Okay? And again, if I ever offended anybody, and I just still would apologize about it again, just in case. All right? Peace and love to everybody. All praise the Creator, nobody else. So this is what I just grabbed up real quick, some scriptures, because the brother was doing a good job that the video I was going to show you, but then he threw in the Mr. J. Man, hey, all right, and he's my friend, but not Mr. J. I don't like Mr. J. Mr. J's my enemy. But the boy, the dude, he's a man, grown man like me. He's my friend. I've known him for over like 8-9 years, and we've been he got me. He's the one that the Creator used to get me out of the church. Okay, I just didn't go at that 7-day Adventist stuff because the Creator pulled me all the way out and really helped me along the way. So unfortunately, he's stuck in that 7-day Adventist stuff. He doesn't watch any of my videos because he wants that Mr. J stuff. And to each his own. I just know that that's not the way. Just like that's not the way. So we're gonna leave it at that. But at least I was able to bring you something that is good for you to hear and understand that you get the point. You are to love the Creator on to death. Do not sin. You should rather die than to sin. Period. All praise the Creator, no else, peace and love.